list to ask them to come, but it is Saturday night and there's lots of stuff going on, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Well, the replays get a lot. We're live now.
okay, great.
Let me go in here and do the engineering part. Well, I still have 3% left.
Okay, well, I'm trying to figure out how I can send you energy.
It's okay. I mean, whatever it is, I'm meant to go through it. So
yeah, but it'd be much more fun to have you laughing than crying.
I'll be all right. I think I barely made it through the last one.
Oh,
I don't
wow.
know. It's just like I think. Well, let me see. Let me make sure everything's good.
So
okay, so here we go. Okay, so we got a few people in the house. It is Saturday night. Please share if these shows resonate. Zavette Da Vinci's in the house. Mike Diaz.
Oh, good.
Terry Stacy, Tom Whitebeard, Christina Love, Linka Sandhu. Okay.
Cool.
So, yeah, we were just talking before, and this is, by the way, see, I'm not with it. Soul Speaks 5D, and today we're having a conversation with Kathy Mason. I can't even focus. So, we were talking before the show. Welcome to the show, first of all.
Thank you.
I'm just like not with it. And I woke up this morning and I tweaked my back yesterday. I did some self-healing last night. It was fine. I woke up this morning, I was fine. And then all this energy started coming in and I tweaked my back again right in the sciatic area, right? Where all the nerves come in. And then my neck is like fossilizing or something. I don't know what's happening.
No, it isn't. No, just breathe. Breathe it. Yeah.
See, I know it's energy. I know it is, but I'm sitting here going, okay, you slept on the couch.
Keep breathing it. Keep breathing it. Keep breathing it.
Okay.
It's your back heart. Okay, so breathe in the energy from your back heart. Breathe it in as love, and breathe it out your front heart as love.
What about the neck?
Yeah,
I can feel it.
Wait a second. It's your upper heart. It's your upper heart. It's not your throat. Okay, so breathe in, because most people don't use their back heart. Use your back heart. Breathe it in, and then we're gonna do breathe in love from your back heart. Then breathe it out here. Can you feel a difference? Now breathe in harmony from your back heart. I'm getting your crunchies. Okay, then breathe out harmony.
I'm trying. It's coming a little bit.
Yeah, it is. No, it's just keep going. It'll go.
Oh man. All I wanted to do all day was eat too, man. I can't stop eating. I ate. I just ate some nachos. I had a taco. I had a hamburger. What else did I eat? I ate something else too. Oh, I ate this local thing. It was. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with me. I can't stop eating.
It's not wrong. You're burning it.
I guess my stomach's sticking out though. My stomach's like a snare drum.
Well, tomorrow you can walk the beach in the morning.
Yeah. So we were talking, and I just
feel better.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm gonna keep doing it while we're doing it.
Yeah.
But Zavette just said today feels very physical, and then you said you were talking to some friends.
Yeah.
And there was, then my friend Michael Muir, who's coming on tomorrow. He said he's pretty well connected, really, really good channel, really. And he says the masculine energy is taking a beating today. As I tell him, we're going to reschedule for tomorrow because I can't do another show after this. There's no way. And then your friends are saying, what something about
Well,
electrical energy?
okay, so basically what we're all doing is we're changing our structure from carbon to
Yeah.
crystal. So, and each cell has black holes in it. And that's how we all connect. That's what Nassim Haramein says is how we are connected in oneness. And so the electrical charge is going through every single one of your cells as it's upgrading. And so you can either fight it or flow with it. That's why it's like, that's why breathing in, and then if you're breathing in love and breathing out love, then everyone benefits. Breathing in harmony, because harmony is higher than bliss. It's much more powerful. Breathing in love. You can breathe in love, breathe out harmony, but it's the back heart. I just learned this yesterday from somebody that, and I didn't even realize, because that one's not always open. It's right, it's back. It's
Yeah.
not as low as your heart.
I think I got hot pepper in my eye. I don't know, man. I just took a couple of anti-inflammatory pills. And I was thinking about, if this doesn't get any better, I'm going to have to get some kind of painkiller, something going. But
CBD
I know it's
or something.
energy. I know it's energy.
Yeah,
CBD. I could get CBD. I've never taken CBD.
It's great.
Have you taken it?
Yeah, CBD. Well, all of the hemp stuff is so big here.
Yeah.
It's like amazing what they're doing, and it's one of the best ways to fight pain and inflammation. But the other thing you could do is go salt bath, do an Epsom salt bath.
Man, I can't sit in the bath. My ass is too bony for these baths.
Yeah, but it's not about it's about the salt water. It's about, it's all electricity. We're just bags of water with electrical charges.
So what's happening is this electrical energy is coming in to everybody.
Yeah.
So, or did you feel it, the physical today? Are you feeling it?
Yeah, sometimes it feels like burning almost. Oh yeah, I'm everything is shifting, and it's potential. Everything is, you are now, as a divine being allowed to co-create your hologram with the divine in a direct way. So you don't have to do the vision boards and all of that anymore. You can.
I never did those anyway. I didn't even
Well,
know
a lot of people did. So anyway, so what I usually do when I'm working with people is I actually go up to my higher self and talk to their higher self. And if I'm supposed to help them, I see a movie in full color. And so, and then I tell them what I see. And
so you're a practitioner too, right?
yeah, I am kind of,
Energy worker.
Yeah,
I guess we all are. I guess we all are. But I'm just saying, I only know the side of you that is the 5D business side of you, and then a little bit when we talked the other day in regard to, see, my brain's not even clear, but in regard to that you've kind of been awake since you're like 8 years old, and you spent most of 19 years working with people of the same vibration in a business, in a kind of a business manner. And
yeah.
but you're also, I want to go back to the session. So
The thing is that people, because of frequency, everything's frequency. And because of frequency, people find me from all over the world. And a lot of times I don't know how they found me. Like when you interviewed Tamara Oviatt, I was one of her first people that took those sacred activations. And I paid for my employee and I to take them when she only had 12 of them. It was like in 2012 or something. And we just connected, and it was so amazing how strong they were. So it's just all frequency, recognition of frequency.
Yeah.
And then, and I do think you better. You're feeling better.
Yeah, I'm feeling better.
You
I'm
are.
listening. Keep going.
No, I can tell. No, because I feel what you feel a little bit. You're much better, and you will continue to get better.
Yeah, when I go to sleep.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, anyway, so what happens is that these people sort of find me, and I'm assigned to them. That's how the divine works with me. Is I'm given these wonderful people that it's time. They are ready, and their soul is asking them to step up to do their assignment.
yeah.
What they came here to do. And so they need someone to help them build a platform and to get their messaging together, figure out who the best people they can help, and how to package their product so that they can make a living.
Very
So
good.
that's why I contacted you, is I want to help you.
Sasha Grace said too many whiskeys.
Not enough, probably.
She was talking to me. Well, I'm thinking about it. If this pain doesn't go away. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, well, I was just going to ask you something. Okay. God, what were we talking about? Oh, I was going to just reflect on the last 2 or 3 days.
Okay.
I think yesterday and the day before. So doing these shows, I probably did like maybe 8 shows, plus another 3 today, and every one of them, I feel like I'm in a session, like I'm the client, and I'm getting all these. But I'm getting the higher selves and some multi-dimensional aspects. My higher self pops in, maybe an aspect of me pops in, and all this stuff's going on. But what was different about the last 2.5 days was the physical part. Like I could feel my skull pushing out. I could feel energy going into the left side of my brain. I could feel a warmth in my lower back. I could feel all this stuff happening as the rest of it's happening. So I felt physical sensations on the show before, but this was different. This 2 or 3 day period was a lot different.
You're probably upgrading, and the cool part is when you can be in your body and be the observer. That's the cool part, because then you can really make better choices. So right now, if you can not be aware, you can be aware of the pain, but also be back there. That's when you can really do cool stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I brought some stuff I could show you of all the cool stuff my customers do.
Yeah.
Because what a lot of, you know how, I don't know if you know, Amanda Lawrence did this chart that was 3D. It was a trajectory. It was 3D, 5D, and 4D.
Yeah.
And almost everyone I'm working with is bringing the 4D people to 5. Almost every single person. And a lot of them have been doing it for 20 years.
Wow.
So they were early on. So there's stuff like this guy I just interviewed him on my Conscious Business Zone. His name's Brian Luke Seward. And he just did this called Earth Songs. That's Hawaii. He just did the second one of these, and this is nature therapy. And he's a stress management expert. He was a teacher he's a PhD, and he's just the military was using this for PTSD.
Yeah.
So, but think about that. I mean, people that are bedridden, they need nature as a healing agent. And he was smart enough to know that and create this. So that's one. Then there's stuff like this. I don't know if you're used to any of this kind of stuff. I've got tons of it here.
Is that copper? What is that?
Copper. This is from a guy named Brian Besco. And then this is from another guy named Alan Droznek. And this one has Rife machine frequencies put in it, and this one does not. And
what are Rife machines?
Rife machine is a kind of it's a frequency machine that was created by Wilhelm Reich, and it's one of the new technologies that are going to be released for healing. So right now, your pain, someone could just, if you had a Rife machine right there, they could either put hands on, just like what I was doing virtually, or you could do the Rife machine and it would clear it all out. We're just electrical.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so these are so cool, and there's all different versions of them. I got Sacred Geometry. This is all from Brian Esco.
Wow.
And he
cool.
created an ascension device that you actually have to sign paperwork before you're allowed to get in it. He's from South Dakota. And it's cool.
Okay, so he has a like you sit in it like it's a Merkaba or something.
In it, and you're only allowed to do it for so long. No, I mean these people are being guided by either their higher self, or they're being guided by their alien, their star family, on how to create these devices and then how to use them. So
and you work with a lot of these people.
Yeah, right? That's what I've been doing for 19 years.
Very cool.
Yeah, so here's another thing. This is organite.
Yeah,
it's called but look at how many crystals there are. It's called a hand grenade, orgone generator. It's a hand grenade is what she calls it, but it's got selenite and a whole bunch of stuff. This is the strongest one I've ever experienced. I have little ones, but this thing's like a whopper. I can have it right by my modem to protect me. Then there's a couple of my customers do education reform. This guy, he wrote a book, How to Parent the New Children Coming In.
What was that? The Quantum Children.
Quantum Children Supporting Your Child on Their Soul's Path. This is book number 2. He's working on number 3 still.
Wow.
So, and he does QHHT. Are you familiar with that? It's a kind of,
Dolores Cannon deal.
Yeah. All these people, they're in real business. And thank you, Darlis. Darlis said, wonderful people I'm connected with. Darlis Mays is on the comments, and she does Akashic Records training and dowsing, and she's a magical being. And then this was 11 different education reform people that all had different ways of, because everyone, doesn't matter how your politics are, everyone knows our education system's broken. And so rather than go against the system, they're trying to create something different. Hi, April. And then this is one of my customers who is just amazing. This is a creativity course. So basically, they're not teaching kids how to do creative problem solving now.
Yeah.
So this is how to do that. Wow, and so I could keep going. I love everything that these people are doing. It's amazing. Some people have been doing some of this stuff for 20 years, and nobody knew about them.
So you help them to form it all up and get it out there and expand awareness of what they're doing. That's part of what you do.
Right. Well, a lot of this, it's kind of magical. What it is because I go and talk to their higher self, they show me a video. They show me the best possible timeline for them to fulfill their mission. So I don't usually, I record a lot of it because I don't know what I'm saying. So it's not like I'm totally out, but I'm mostly not there because I want to be clear. So what happens is I tell them what the movie is, and we record it so I can remember it all. And then what we do is I'm also at that time given a package of energy that if they agree that they want to fulfill the mission, I'm given this, looks like, those bubbles you blow of,
Yeah.
of soap bubbles.
Yeah.
I'm given a big one. And if you want to create that reality, that's the energy that's required to manifest it here. So I'm giving it until you're ready. And so a lot of what I do is help you get ready to be that future self.
Mm.
And the way you do that is through a process to get clarity. Because once you choose, it's waiting for you to be a match.
Yeah.
And that's also, a lot of it is helping people have the courage to be that and forget the lifetimes where they were burned at the stake for being mad.
Right.
Well, that's the reality.
It's true. I was thinking about that today when Honey Borden was on the first show, and she was doing this incredible multilinguist light language.
Yeah.
And it was powerful. And I thought, man, this is, and because she's owning it, you can tell her energy. She's owning her mission. And I was thinking, God, this is the kind of stuff that they burn people to stake for.
Right. Well, there's too many of us now. And I have to tell you, when I started doing this, I didn't have the words for what I do. And what's been so great about listening to your, and I do try to listen to as many of your shows as I can, is that I'm getting language because I haven't had it. I just did stuff and didn't know what to call it, or was aware of what the unseen happened.
Yeah.
And part of it was also trying to keep it cool. I remember one time I was doing a meeting with a guy, Al Colleen, who's an incredible coach, and we published his book. And it was a Friday. I was really tired, and I'm sitting in the chair, and I said, "They want you to know," and he goes, "Who are they?" I was like, "Oh no." Because I had just been pretending it was my great idea.
Oh, yeah. Sophie Thornalley's, our friend down in Adelaide, South Australia, where Morgan is, she was asking, can you do sessions over Skype or Messenger?
Oh, yeah, I do sessions, but I don't. So I don't do that much as sessions that aren't with the idea that we're going to work together. Because I'm not like a.
So you do it. It's really, you're really like a 5D business consultant. So your sessions have to do with your vocation.
Right.
I guess all of our energy work, all of our expressions are healing, our energy healing sessions of some sort, even if it's an artist writing a poem or doing a song. But yours is specifically in regard to what you do versus what many of them are, which is a straight healing type of thing.
Well, it's all healing because
Yeah,
all of it is learning how to show up as love.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're buying her, they're buying her light.
Yeah.
They're buying her love and light,
Yes.
her essence. So the more, and I'm getting chills, the more I can get her to show up as that.
Yeah.
And take that, that's what that energy packet is for. Because people are here and their soul wants them to be here. And so there's this gap. And part of the gap is that you're not clear. Because once you're clear, it has to come.
Like what you said earlier, where they have to align with it, basically. They have to become that, like you said, a future self, a future version, which could be a day out or a month out or a year out or whatever. But
usually they don't come to me unless they're ready.
Yeah.
See, because I don't really think I'm given. It's rare that I get someone that's a real beginner.
Yeah.
Most of these people are masters and they just haven't stepped into it totally yet. So it's
That
like,
would be that would be cool to. I'd like to see that. I think that would be a unique
yeah,
type of.
I'll do it for you. That's why I
That's
called you. I offered to do it for you. I did that for Humanities team. I did their marketing plan like 10 years ago, and they're still using it. Like once you do this plan, it's not like, oh, I've got to do another plan next year. It's like a trajectory
yeah.
that gives you this clarity that lets you know how to stay. Like today I was talking to Heidi Little, who runs International Children's Month, and she's an amazing songwriter, musician, and she was like, and she's been awake since she was born, and but she's got more ideas than she can handle. It's just coming and coming and coming.
Yeah.
And her skill is that she's courageous. She has no fear of going out there and singing a song, and she knows she's here. And
Yeah.
so for that, but what we talked about today is how to make her business, the foundation of it, into 3 different divisions, and put her stuff in the 3 different divisions so that she could manage it.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of it's infrastructure, but it's how to create passive income so you can have a life and a business, all of that. But it's your gift, and we need everybody. We need the people. Even there might be some more people coming from 3D that'll go to 4D that could then maybe go to 5. That just because they're in that box right now doesn't mean, I mean, I'm not focusing that much on that anymore, but there's still a chance that some of those people, because the energy's hitting everyone.
Yeah, it
Everyone's
is.
getting this pulse.
How did you come across this 19 years ago? What happened?
Well, I have always. How did I come across it? Well, okay, so I had just left Arthur Andersen, where I ran a corporate division with 80 people. I was right below partner, and I saw how it was a manipulation. It wasn't genuine. So I broke away. I finally had enough money to do my own business, and I broke away as a single mom, and I had already done this process for myself in the 70s. And I had taken a business that I had worked for, and I had tripled it in a year by doing the same process.
Right.
Some businesses go 10 times in a year. And so once I saw that, and on my way to owning my own business again, I had done this process for other businesses that I worked for, and some of them were remarkable changes. One company went from 800,000 to 5 million in a year. Another one went from 150,000 to 1 million in a year. So a lot of it's strategy. Because I mean, you're too close to stuff. You need another person to help you see the environment, see what's available, and then figure out how you best serve in the environment.
But how, because it's some of it sounds, and nothing wrong with that. Some of it, because I did business consulting. I think I told you for 4 or 5 years after my corporate career. Some of it sounds 3D-ish, but I can feel the 5D part of it. What I'm getting at is, how did you come across this? You're helping people do. It's almost like I'm asking you, how the same thing happened to you. You were shown this is what you're going to do.
Right.
Now you need to align with it. And how did that information come to you?
Okay, so I was told that I have to wake up as many people as possible to their divinity. That's my responsibility. And in fact, this year I'm supposed to wake up 100,000 people or more. Although people have said don't put a number on it because that restricts it. Oh my God, that's a lot of people. Yeah. So what I realized in order to do that, then it's like healing the healers. I had to heal and help the change agents. And we were more of a match to work together than for me to just be working with someone who was in 3D. Then I think my magic part of it mostly came in 14 or 15 years ago. I had a white light experience where I saw my connection to God or the universe or source, but I didn't have a knockout like you did, like what you had where you were not able to function totally in physical. Because I have so much support from a team that I was just being, and I trust them almost more than the humans that I'm with. So
explain that.
Okay,
You trust your team.
I have a very strong, like I'll have people work with you and go, do you know you have a giant angel on your left and on your right side? I was like, yeah. So I know I've got four big ones, and there's like 12 beings.
Yeah.
So all I have to do is show up and keep being the love.
Yeah.
Use my intelligence and the vision that they're allowing me to have to help you. That's all I have to do.
And so when you said that, I mean, because I would say if I put it in that term, I trust my team more than I trust the humans, because my team is me, basically. So I trust me more than I trust anybody. What humans were you referring to? The humans that you're working with?
I would say that statement came from growing up in my family, where I would watch. Because of whatever origin I have, I always could see timelines. I could see somebody do something, and I'd say, don't they know that if they do that this will happen? And they didn't, but I did.
Yeah.
And so I had that from an early age. I don't know where that came from. I don't know. I didn't know I was that different until later. Because you just learn to shut up when no one else hears anything. It's like something, I get these downloads on my right hand side, and it's like
yeah. And you know, a lot of people, or I don't know what term we want to use, light workers or whatever, say the same thing. You know, I always felt the same way. I always thought everybody was like me, you know, and that's kind of a weird thing to say, because to me anyway, it's like when I say I thought everybody was like me, it involved all of me. I mean, it was like the way I looked at everything, the way I felt everything, what I could do, what was a no-brainer. And some people might say, God, you got balls, you know? And I was like, what do you mean? I mean, that's just normal. You know, I want to say it at like a kind of like a sovereign frequency,
right?
Which not just what you're exhibiting, but what I was expecting in return was that same frequency, you know?
Right. And I think that's a lot of what you're sharing. I mean, what you're doing, Todd, is so fabulous. You're creating community. You're helping other people have language for what they do. You are showing the courage of how you just are showing up, and there's no fear. I mean, that's huge for this community. Huge. That they can show their light, and it's safe to show their light. They can co-create with others that are showing their light. I mean, that's huge. I mean, that's our future. That's what we came here to do. We came here to co-create with consciousness to expand.
I agree, and I really do. And I think what's happening, and God, this is a fantastic period. I mean, this month was a was a bitch. I think no one's going to disagree with that. And I've said this several times. I felt pretty balanced through it, but like I had to be on my toes. I had to be aware. You know, I couldn't be in a clouded state. You know, I don't know how else to put it. You had to stay on your game. So all I could do was say, I'm gonna stay in my role. You know, if I'm off camera, I'll try to, you know, maybe I'll work on Sology strategy or something. But I couldn't do that. I just, that's why I booked more shows than Morgan had even booked, and there was 70 booked.
Wow.
Because I thought if I can't keep myself together, I'm going to get on the camera. Just get on the camera and get on the camera, because there, at least I know what I'm putting out, right?
It's your service. It's your service.
Well, yeah,
right?
yeah. So that's what came to me was like, now I remember why I got into this. What came to me was, okay, that might be an elementary step, but at least I'm doing that, and until I can bring the rest of this in, because I think that's what happened this month. Is a lot of stuff came in. Obviously, a lot of stuff was being cleared. So for everybody, a lot of stuff started coming in. Now we get to this collaboration thing, this co-creation thing. And I can remember a couple of years ago, you know, two and a half years ago, talking to Morgan one time, and she's like, I see like where people come in the door to Sology, and then I see them like hooking up, like in other words, it was bringing all this stuff together, and that was around the time, like I just totally, I remember, and I don't think it was just me, it was a collective thing, that who cares who gets the credit with
Right.
the kind of frequency, and I see that coming back.
Yes.
You know, I did a post today. There's no trademark. There's no copyright. There's no contract. There's no possession. There's no debt. There's no ownership. We are coming from a vibration now of offering this up, whatever it is, expecting nothing in return, and knowing that we're going to get full equal reciprocation from the universe in some form or fashion.
Right. Right. And this is the co-creation is the whole future. I mean, it's the dance. And that's what, when people say that Earth should have been the Garden of Eden, that's what they're talking about, is heaven on earth, because the co-creation part of it is the delight, like little children playing and seeing what the field can create. There's a group that I'm in that meets once a year in Loveland, Colorado, called the Co-Creators Convergence. And I think it'll be my 6th year this year of going. I think they've done it a couple of years before I got to go. And Darlis is who's on part of it too. And the Co-Creators Convergence was started originally by a bunch of followers of Barbara Marx Hubbard, who is a futurist. And then from there, they create a meeting once a year in person where you go, and these people are all wizards. The first year I went, we were supposed to do the testimonial videos at the end, because it's real hard to explain what happens when you go in the field, how you co-create with each other. And there were so many of them, I had to turn the lights off to take their video because they were glowing from the love. Their light body was visible from the love.
Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah, that's what I do.
I'm surprised the Men in Black didn't show up.
What? No. Oh, well, they could. No, I think they're.
No, I get what you're saying. I actually,
you guys
talking. When is it?
It's in June. In June.
Do they need an MC and an entertainer?
No, the biggest one was like 65 people. There were people from all over the world that came. That's what I'm saying. This is all about.
That's a powerful thing. That really is. It's a powerful. But I've noticed that too. Like I remember talking to Chantel Renee, and I was talking to her, and she was talking about she's up in the middle part of Illinois, and she went down to St. Louis area for some type of expo or some type
Yeah.
of event, and I don't think it was a really maybe 100 people or something. But she talked about it. She talked about, I wasn't even going to go, and then something made me go, and I went. And she said that the alignment, the common frequency, the common denominator of the vibration, whatever have you want to describe it, was so huge. And I remember last summer when we were in Andover, New Jersey, and we did an event with Zavetta for her son Christian, who had transitioned.
Right.
And like 80 to 100 people came. And the next day we had the divine union ceremony.
Yeah.
And that was like, it was like all of this collective energy coming together in the physical, in virtually the same geographical coordinates, and something does happen. Something really does.
Well, that's, I think, the next step for humanity. I'm trying to pull something out of your back. So if you see me doing something, anyway.
Are you pulling something out of my back? What is
Yeah.
it? Is it a knife or something? Like somebody put a sword in my back?
No, it's just stuck energy. It's just stuck. Yeah, no, you're fine. Don't add fear to it, because that's.
Oh, I've got no fear. Believe me.
Well,
I got no fear. Honestly, and that's the tricky thing is, I was trying to tell Morgan that this morning. She's like, "What is it? How'd you do it?" And I was like, "Well, I know it's energy. I know it is." And I said, "Okay, well, I slept this way, or I just whatever. I picked some stuff up, and turned the wrong way. I tweaked my back, but I know it's just energy, and it's weird because we get so caught up in what literally happens in our lives, and it's just, she's been telling me for 3.5 years, it's just energy, Todd. It's just energy, Todd. Look at it that way.
Again, what I'd like to remind you that I have to remind myself too, so I'm speaking to myself, is everything's inner. So that, if you can work on the inner part of what's your body trying to tell you, then you'll easily be able to shift it.
Yeah.
Because your inner creates your outer.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah. So, well, anyway, if you came to Co-Creators Convergence, you would love that. I can probably introduce you to a bunch of people, even online here on Facebook, that you could meet. I'd love to, if you are open, to introduce you to. I wrote a list of like all these people that I could introduce you to.
We're having the follow-up meeting on camera. Well, so I talked to Morgan. I've talked to, I don't want to name the name, somebody else that I told you about. That had a similar enterprise, and Michael Van Patten. And there's a couple of people in the peripheral too that have been involved. So yeah, we actually pulled together a project management type of little software thing Michael put together today. And we have one more meeting, Morgan, all of us, with the streaming company next week. So we're not quite ready, but we're getting close. It feels right, alignment, and if it doesn't, and we're talking about potentially launching this thing, and if we don't hit this target of Resurrection Weekend, Easter weekend, we'll still do something that weekend.
Okay,
we're still going to do it. I mean,
well, let me know how I can help. I mean,
I really wanted you to talk about you, so people could get to know you. I've already seen 2 people say they want to talk to you. Or have a session with you. One of them's Sasha Grace. I saw her, and Sophie Thornalley. Sophie Thornalley just put together a business in Adelaide, selling specialty paint. And I think some other stuff.
Cool.
And Sasha Grace is very versatile. She does a lot of stuff, and it sounds like that's a pretty good match too.
Oh, that's great. Well, what happens is some of the people that I'm working with are like bridges from 3D to 5D, and some are actual land movers. They're actually moving people. So for instance, one of the guys that I'm just starting to work with right now is a guy named Don Lynch, and he knows how to get rid of the 5G, all the bad frequencies from the smart meters, and anything that's a frequency disruption in your field.
Yeah.
He can teach healers how to do it for all their people, and he can teach us how to do it. Thank you, Darlis. Just put when the co-creators convergences is in the comments, so you can
Right
see.
on. There's a third person. Slavika said she wants to connect with you. I think
Cool.
you're going to get a few. You're going to get a few messages after this.
Good. So and then there's people. There's I don't know if you've ever heard of the Anchi crystals, but they're sentient beings. I have the owners gave me.
Put it up closer. I'll put you on the Zoom.
What is that? It's called an Anchi, ANCHI, Anchi crystal. This is a sentient being. Like when people work on me, they make me take this off because they can't get near me. So this one's called Earth. It's a grounding piece to keep me grounded and in my body.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question that I've been thinking about. So for me, of course, I've had this is kind of true and not true. I woke up 7.5 years ago. I did a lot of distant healing for people and energy work. I didn't even know that's what it was called. I didn't know people did it. I just did what I was told, right?
Right.
I participated as a client mostly because I'm a nice guy. I didn't know how to say no.
Yeah.
and because I wanted to because they asked me to for say, I remember one lady was taking an NLP course and she needed someone to practice on. So stuff like that. So my point is, it's never really resonated with me. Now, when I met Morgan, it was different. And when I met Morgan, and she's like, pull up your higher self. I'm like, what is that? How do you do that? And all the different things that she opened up, but that's her role. She does that with like a lot of, she does it with many. So now I'm kind of like, so I don't really do, people offer me stuff all the time and I don't do it. And the main reason I don't do it because it doesn't resonate.
Right.
But
right.
I'm wondering now if we're stepping into, a higher, whatever you want to call it, a new earth, whatever, but we're stepping into this non-linear thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm grasping for adjectives, but and it is a frequency of co-creation and support, and collaboration. And I'm wondering if we will be using our friends and our brothers and sisters' specialties, and changing, and exchanging that. If we'll be doing that, if that'll be a common practice, I wonder. What do you think?
Well, I think that the field calls in what it wants to create. Now, we're all still feeling separate. Like when you're talking about that, we're talking about us being separate, but it's really only you interpreting your separateness. You really aren't separate.
Mm-hmm.
You're part of my hologram, I'm part of yours. And so we're really part of the field. So when you intentionally create a field of co-creation and oneness, it's joyful. It's not, it's from the heart. It's not from the head. So it's a whole different creation, and there's a delight to it. That's where the energy comes from, because the rest of it's laborious. It's like, how do I say this right so they can get it?
Yeah, but I think you just hit it on the head. What I'm seeing, what I'm seeing in the energy field, because I do see it. In the chair that I sit in, I see it really, really well. And I'll own that. And what I'm seeing is when you said not from the head, but from the heart. And that's not a judgment on anyone, because we've all had to take in all this information, take in our specific, specialty, modality, process, creative expression, whatever it may be. And then we also know we've got to go put it out there, right? And so what I'm getting at, and I'm sure I've been guilty of this, and again, that's probably not the right word, because we're in a transition. What I've seen, and I actually done myself, is you're in the head. How do I do this? How can I make this happen? And it is from the head. And when you let go, which is also letting go of all expectation, all measurement of how did I do, and how many people engaged it or whatever, you let go of that, and you just put it out. You just put it out, solely put it out with no expectation. Your specialty, your alignment with the universe, your mission within the mission. I've seen that really work in my own journey.
Right.
And I'm seeing that start to work in others too. It's almost like they're not pressing anymore. April Lloyd is a great example. She's been on a couple of times in the last 10 days.
Uh-huh.
And she's like, here's what I learned. She's a hands-on. She has a way of blowing out the chakras. She goes, I want to give this away. I want to do it on camera and show you what I do. I mean, it's that type of innocent, genuine intention that really is, I guess, in a way, kind of a physical representation of that pure love, right?
Perfect. That's perfect. Well, the way I look at it, Todd, is that we're all pieces of a puzzle, and one's not more important than the next, but each one has a unique experience. And a lot of it could even be musical, where I'm a note and you're a note, and then we're a chord if there's four of us. And then
I want to be the drum beat.
Huh?
I want to be the drum beat.
Yeah. So that's what the idea would be, is that you get a chance to see, oh, well, these three notes sound great. Let's see what happens when you add two more. And then if everyone wants to play at that level, then you see a whole different thing. The ego doesn't necessarily like all of this. Hi, Noelle and Bob. And Anchi is spelled Anchi. Thank you, guys. What happens is when you co-create, where you're in the field and you're working from the field, it's a totally different experience than a corporate environment, or what you're even talking about. When I start a meeting, especially on the on Zoom that I use all the time, a lot of times I open it up with a prayer. There's a group that I once a month, Trina Cooper and I do, called the Woman's Way. And we do a meditation before we teach people how to do videos or how we teach them how to do their presentations. We're bringing the consciousness part of it into, and grounding that in from your heart before you do any of the head stuff. So it's a whole different way of operating, and it's all about sharing your gift from a loving place, not ego. And we lost Todd. So anyway, there he is.
This is 8 shows in a row that something happens between 55 minutes and 60 minutes in the show.
Oh, do you have the timer on? We're supposed to be done.
No, there's no time. There's no timer on this thing.
I know. I use it too. I don't know.
I keep getting that, it's like a little bump, like we're going to make this happen. I mean, it's time to roll this community out, and this place where everyone's tent is under a common tent. It's not Sology's not Todd. It's not Morgan. It's Sology is Sology. It's just a
Well,
place where everybody can go
right,
and put up their tent. And, you know, I don't want to get the cart before the horse. We talked about this. I've talked about this for 2 years.
right,
Uh,
right,
everything's lining up. Morgan's coming back. Uh, people are stepping up. Um, it's happening, you know, and I just see these little nudges like that.
right.
But this is ridiculous. 8 times in a row in 2 days. I mean, this is ridiculous.
Well, Be Live has its quirks, that's for sure. I mean,
Oh, I know it does. I've done
yeah.
almost 1,000 shows with them.
Oh,
but this
that's
is,
weird. Well, I wanted to also share with people that are on, if they're interested, I do a thing on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, that's called Conscious Business Zone. And
mm,
I am booking people for later in April right now. And so far, I've been doing it for, I guess, 3-4 months, so it's pretty new. But I've been interviewing the people I already work with or know, and so now I'm reaching out to interview other people. But I would have to I vet everybody, so I don't just.
did you vet me?
Yes,
How did you vet me?
I watched a zillion of yours. No, no, I know you.
Well, you must not have vetted me. If you did a background check on me, you wouldn't have me on.
No, I didn't have to. No, see, I
Hmm.
recognize people before
Yeah.
they recognize themselves.
What kind of people are you looking for? Are you looking for people that are
Well,
specifically in a 5D business kind of mode? Or are you looking for um, others like such as variety like we have here?
It has been a variety. I mean, I've had Joanne Palladino, who does light language with this group called Shemaya and the Beings of Light. I've had her on. I've had Catherine Blake Thomason, who is the Joy Architect, and she's channeling these incredible beings through. I've had Tamara, Tamara Ovied. I've had Jade Rader, who does this incredible process called Clear, KLEAR, which is for empaths. And then I've had straight lace business people.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I've had Steve.
You're going to get a lot of messages.
Yeah. So
You're
what
going to,
the idea is that it's time for all of us
yeah.
to the conscious business. The reason why I'm involved in business side of it rather than just being a healer is that business leaders touch hundreds of people.
Yeah.
So that's what I'd love for as many people as possible to learn how to do business in a different way, where they're really co-creating with their employees rather than that hierarchy model. I mean, that's not going to work anymore. We need to be one
Maybe
team.
maybe there are no employees anymore.
Well, or co-creators, right?
Yeah, we're all co-creators.
Right, right. But just think, if you help one leader,
Yeah,
and he or she influences 100 people,
yeah,
think how much faster that is for us to,
absolutely. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
So
Yeah.
that's why I went towards that. And
So they're asking, okay, they're asking, how do we get in touch with you? How do we
okay.
find you?
Oh, well, you can find me on Facebook. You can text message or messenger me on Facebook. I do a lot of business and teach a lot about Facebook. You can find me on LinkedIn. I can put in the comments. My website is masonworksmarketing.com. My email is Kathy@masonworksmarketing.com. This is my 19th year of doing this. And I mean, this was a big step for me to get
So
this.
you started when you were 29? Is that what you're telling me?
Thank you. Thank you. But see, I've been behind the scenes with Neil Donald Walsh and Don Miguel Ruiz. And I've been doing this stuff for a long time, but I've been support. So that for me to actually step up and say, hi guys, this is big. This is my year well, actually I've been doing it a couple years now, but But yeah, but up until then, I was always busy doing everyone else's.
Well, we're going to have to get you out here more
Yeah, well, no, I want to
and
help
expand
you
you. I
building
know.
this thing, man. This
Absolutely.
is
No,
what,
we're absolutely honored and thrilled that you're, so agenda free and, excited to be co-creating uh,
okay.
with
Yeah,
what's happening because that's really what it is. It's not really, it's just like these different pieces just coming in and just gets bigger like the fire of life. That's what's happening. And I do think that the timing isn't just a Sology thing. It's everything. It's everybody. It's everything. There's a lot of Sologies. There's a lot of things happening, and there's just a tremendous amount of alignment to me as we power in through April,
right, right.
into April. It just seems like
Well,
it's
2020 is going to be off the charts amazing. And so this is what you're feeling. This was just the first quarter
yeah,
of the year. And by the time we're at the end of the year, I mean, people that I feel that there's going to be a lot more people still waking up, and they're going to need the people that I'm helping and the people that you're helping to guide them, because as soon as disclosure happens, the church people aren't going to trust the church anymore. They're not going to trust all
do
the
you do you
authorities.
think do you think there's going to be that level of disclosure?
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want to get into this can of worms because this is my thing where I don't even want to. I just don't have any faith in the narrative, but because I look at it this way, we know what's going on. We know what's going on in the Vatican. We know what's going on in the monarchy. We know what's going on at Bohemian Grove. We know what's going on everywhere, and if it's happening, what's the delay? Why is there a delay?
It's
You know?
because the people that are still in 3D are enjoying that matrix. They may never choose to not experience that. That might have been their soul mission,
Mm,
right? So you can't assume that because the people that you're with are all going this way, that everyone's going to go that way.
that's true.
If you read the Law of One books, they said the last 26,000 year culling or harvesting is what Ra called it. There was only a handful of people in South America, in Peru, that were available to ascend, and they decided to stay to try to
Yeah,
help humanity. So
yeah.
we may have, I don't know what
I
it's
don't
going
know.
to look like, but the idea is we want as many people as possible to have the choice.
Yeah, I
And
don't know.
these
I don't,
that what they're saying is there's a thing called solar evolution, which is a movie that some Dutch researchers did, that said with these blasts of solar plasma, they're going to break up and create DMT in your pineal gland. It's going to decalcify your pineal gland. And some people will think they're going crazy. The rest of us is going like, bring it on.
yeah,
I want to co-create with that. But there's going to be people that are disoriented so much, and then all of the old structures are going to be distrust because the game is up on them.
yeah,
And then they're going to need all these people you're helping to guide them. They're going to need guides,
yeah,
and they're going to recognize them as, this is my teacher. It may be soul family. It
yeah,
may be that their soul charts and everybody's everywhere.
yeah,
And then you'll go, oh, that one's small. That one I can sense is my guide for right now.
yeah.
But it's not like a guru. It's more
No,
like,
I get you. I get you. I get you. I just have a difficult time trusting anything, including the law of Ra, the law of one.
really,
Any of them. Yeah, because where did it come from? Did a human being type it up? I mean,
yeah, they did
e-
the law.
even the channelings we get, we all get. Once we start trying to explain it, You know what I mean? I mean, so it's like I trust me and you. I trust what we're doing in the moment, and that's
Well,
why I don't really give disclosure too much thought. I just because to me it's a cut and dry situation. If
okay,
I was
well,
a leader,
all I was saying is that it feels like we're in a huge turning point, and there's a lot of people that are going to be disoriented, however that it comes
yeah,
from, and that
I don't
they're
doubt
going to
that.
be looking
Yeah,
for a different way to create community because we've got it programmed in our DNA that we need to be in community for survival. We have it. It's our if that's how we
yeah,
were created.
yeah.
So they're going to be looking, and the church isn't going to be safe.
No, I
You know,
get you. Yeah,
all of that. So that's why I'm helping as many people as possible that have a piece of the puzzle that's part of the new empowerment. It's when I say I want to wake up people to their divinity, I want them to be empowered.
yeah,
That's the whole key. I mean, this whole system is been bring is being is disempowered us as far as it
yeah,
can, and that
yeah.
hopefully is changing.
It
And
is.
Baba Noel put love CCC, bring on the love vortex.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And a lot of people have said that. Have Morgan's talked about it. She's told her sisterhood over there for years that the time's going to come when we're going to be put to work. And I've heard other people say the same type of thing, and I do think that time is upon us. I really
Right.
do.
Well, but again, Todd, the only thing I'd like to add to that is when you're aligned with your soul mission, it isn't work, it's play.
No, no, it's
So
not work.
that's the thing that I think so many people. It's not like you started your own business and then you become a slave to that.
Yeah,
This is supposed to be a platform for you to share your love, which once you share it, it comes back to you tenfold.
yeah,
It's not about take, which is that old paradigm. It just sucks you dry.
yeah,
This is the new, like, you can't wait to co-create and go help some, just like what you're doing. You can't really wait to go talk to people. Maybe 8 people a day is too many, but in general, look at how much you've grown and
hmm
how much you've experienced from it.
yeah, yeah.
So
No, I'm with you.
it's a give. You're giving, but you're getting a lot.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah,
So, okay, so you're going to put up your links.
right.
This is to be continued. So
Yeah,
you're gonna put up, yeah. We have to expand awareness of what you're doing because you got 100,000 people to wake up this year.
that's right. Well, part of it is by helping you. I
Yeah, yeah.
think it takes a few off my list.
I
So
get that. I get that. Well, you like knock down. I've always had that attitude in businesses: knock down the biggest domino. You knock down big dominoes, and it cuts a lot of the work out.
see,
So
that's the part is when it's a game.
yeah,
See the dominant. See when you're saying that, that's the game. See, dominoes is a game. So
hmm
it's instead of a workshop, it's a play shop.
yeah,
Instead of a board, you just think about it. You can reframe everything.
yeah,
Like Barbara Marx Hubbard, I have to just tell you this real quick. When she ran for vice president under Mondale, and she didn't get selected by the Democratic Party. But when she ran for that position, she was talking about at the Pentagon, since we have a war room, how come we don't have a peace room?
yeah,
And so she's 89, almost 90 years old. Last year or the year before, she got a peace room at the UN. She got a peace group. So you've got to see all of these things, these future possibilities. We just have to dream them and then give them that energy I was talking
yeah,
about, and they're ready to come.
yeah. Absolutely. Yeah,
The peace.
definitely. Definitely, so much of this has already been done. We've done it.
Right.
And now
Well,
it's starting that energetic. Uh, the energetic part of it and the physical part of it are starting to connect in
right,
time, in what we call time.
right.
But people are going to want to know how to get in touch with you.
Okay.
So please put your links and whatever information you want to put in the comments.
Okay.
I'm not going to put our comment up. You just put your stuff in there. So
Oh, no, you want to put your comment up to
I'll put it up there later, but I want you to put your stuff in.
Okay.
So people get to it, because what happens is after the show, it all goes up. It all goes up real fast with a lot of comments. But I'll go in there and work it. If you put it in there,
or I can give you my stuff and you could put it in the header comment.
Yeah.
Won't get lost. How about that? If I send it to you in a message.
Did you send that to me already, by the way?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
Once you do that,
it's on that bio. All that stuff's on that bio.
Okay, I was going to put that in there anyway. So
you could.
But I'd still put the links in the comments, make it user friendly. You know?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to find that.
So people are saying they like the peace room. Wonderful.
Oh,
yeah, that's our future. We just have to choose it. And then bring it in.
I found your bio.
Okay.
All right.
Because that's the easiest. That had LinkedIn and everything in it. So
yeah, I'll reach out to you in the next few days, and we'll get together and keep this going.
Yeah, this will be fun. It'll be really fun. Can't wait to see what magic comes up.
Right on. You take care. See y'all tomorrow.